What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, and this is the Wolf of Wall Street's podcast. Today's guest is the founder and CEO of Tron, which is one of 2017's largest ICOs, raising $70 million, and to this day is still a top 20 current cryptocurrency by market cap. There's also a lot more to Justin than just TRX. Justin Sun is one of the most well-known individuals in the crypto space and is by all definitions an OG. I'm looking forward to dissecting his thoughts on Bitcoin's recent rise, better understanding the current state of DeFi and altcoins, and getting his insider perspective on regulation in the United States, China, and all around the world. Justin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
So before we get into the questions, once again, this is the Wolf of Wall Street's podcast, where twice a week I talk to your favorite personalities from the worlds of Bitcoin, finance, trading, art, music, sports, and politics. This show is powered by Blockworks Group, a media company with over 20 podcasts in their network. You can check them out at blockworksgroup.io. And if you like the podcast and follow me on Twitter, you can check out my website, join my newsletter. You can do both those things at thewolfofallstreets.io. This episode is sponsored by Voyager and Sovereign. Stay tuned for more information on both later in the episode. So Justin, I don't know if you know this, but I also went to the University of Pennsylvania. I interviewed Kevin Wang recently from Nervous, who also went there. Do you know anyone else in the crypto space who went to Penn?
Yeah. So from my years, because I went to Penn around like 2011. So most of my classmates these days is work for like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, like Goldman Sachs, doing like traditional investment banking stuff. For entrepreneur, I don't think I really know someone who is in my age doing like startups. But of course, as we know, like 3% is all from Penn. Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and Donald Trump.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows them. And I went there in the 1990s, so I'm a little bit older than you. But and the other one was Michael Milken, who went to jail for financial crimes. He was the other famous one when I was there. So yeah, it's interesting. I had a very similar experience. Honestly, everyone I went to school with ended up on Wall Street, and not that many went the entrepreneur route, except for, of course, Elon Musk, who was there right before me.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so we have that in common. So let's talk a bit about your background. Like I said, Tron was one of the biggest and most popular and hyped ICOs in 2017. What were you doing before that, and what made you decide to launch Tron?
Yes, definitely. So before we launched Tron in 2012, I get into the crypto space. I think the first company I worked for is Ripple. So I helped Ripple to develop their Great China community, and I'm with Ripple in those like very early days, around 2013, 2014, 2015. And then at that time, Ripple, the chairman Chris Larsen, and also IDG Capital invest me to develop the first blockchain company in China. And then I also managed to develop the first live streaming platform in China. So and also the team these days is also developed like DLive. So recently it's also kind of like popular in United States and Turkey. So it's very active now. And then in 2017, we decided to start Tron. I think the original idea is trying to solve the scalability problem on Ethereum. So which is what we do today. So we have been like working on improving the scalability problem on the blockchain industry for quite a long time. And I think right now we start to see some progress, right? So like I think we will cover later, like USDT on Tron is extremely popular, and we provide lots of the alternatives for the people in the blockchain industry to move their coins in a very fast, instant speed and zero fee.
Which is, as you said, you were thinking about this in 2016, 2017 when you ICO. And maybe because there was a bear market and crypto had sort of this downtime, the problem didn't come into focus as it has this year. But now we see this DeFi explosion, and anyone who's moved money around on Ethereum or has participated in Uniswap sees these insane gas fees, right? So now we finally really see the problem that you were looking to fix years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I believe have a very good, basically instant and almost zero transaction fee blockchain is extremely important for our industry. So I can give you like the data. So basically 2 years ago, when USDT is only available on Omni, at that time it's not even available on Ethereum. It's only available on Omni. The USDT transaction per day is only 8,000. 8,000. So after it developed on Ethereum, it grew to around 200K per day. So today on Tron, it's almost 500K per day. And I believe it's gonna grow to way above 1 million transaction per day very soon. So if, for example, if right now today's USDT transaction is around like 800K, so it's already 100 times more than we have 2 years ago. And I believe, yeah, in the future it's gonna grow to like 80 million per transaction per day, maybe in the next 2 years. And I believe this is really like the machine who is driving the bull markets right now. Imagine if you today you can only still use Omni, takes you like half a day to transact the USDT. It is impossible for like traders, hedge fund, like all different kind of the fund manager to trade crypto between different exchanges in the first place. So that's why I believe if we really have a very good infrastructure for the blockchain, instant fee, zero fee, our value, not only Tron, but also like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the assets on blockchain platform, we have like even like 10-fold, like 100-fold, this kind of the increase potential if our blockchain is really resilient, instant, and almost zero fee.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I'm curious, now we're seeing so many stable coins, right? I mean, USDT is $24 billion of $1 trillion crypto market cap. It's become a much smaller part of the ecosystem, even though, as you said, it is fundamental to the way that people move money. I'm curious how you think the emergence of these other stable coins affects that. And also if you have any concerns about Tether in general. I don't, but I know that there's always the inevitable FUD around it and the case in New York and such.
Yeah, exactly. So I believe like when you offer like product, you want to offer like different kind of the good product. So that's why I think this year, so we also collaborate with TUSD already. So to issue TUSD on Tron, I believe this gonna be available at the end of Q1. I believe TUSD gonna release TUSD on Tron. I believe these days, for example, TUSD, USDC, their advantage is they have the instant fiat on ramp. I don't know if you try USDC and TUSD before. So right now on Silvergate, and so you can instantly deposit US dollar and get like one USDC and one TUSD. So they have basically instant fiat on ramp for these two stable coin. And of course, USDT don't have that. If you want to mint USDT, you need to wire the money. So it's take you like 2 or 3 days. So that's why I believe, so different kind of the stablecoin target different kind of the markets, right?
Sure.
But I believe like even the Tether growth gonna benefit from USDC and TUSD. For example, even myself, sometimes I use TUSD and the USDC as a ramp to swap to the USDT in the first place.
I did that today. I
yeah,
actually
exactly.
did that today because somebody required USDC. I had USDT, and yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I believe this is kind of like the future roadmap. So we're gonna have lots of the stable coin. For example, I believe Facebook gonna issue their dime, right?
Sure.
So I think dime gonna be available for everybody. So I think we are happy to even collaborate with them to deliver like dime Tron blockchain. So I think we want to like serve all the stablecoin issuers and to provide the best infrastructure support for them.
Do you have any concerns about the Tether situation, whether it's backed, whether there'll be legal trouble, and whether that could affect the market in any discernible way?
Yeah, I read the interview and the podcast of Paulo recently. So I think he basically focus on address those concerns. I think Tether, from their the information they release, is one-to-one backed, and also Tether is also trying really hard to comply with all the regulators. Even we all know they have some lawsuits they need to settle, but I believe Tether is in a better situation, at least compared to 2 years and 1 year ago.
I think they have to be. And that sort of I guess segues into the next obvious topic, which is regulation. And you worked at Ripple.
Yeah.
You see what's going on, obviously. And there was immediately rumors that TRX was next, right?
Yeah.
Which maybe was just a result of one person on Twitter. I don't know. And you immediately addressed it. But that specific situation aside, how much concern do you have about heavy-handed regulation, particularly from, I guess, the United States and China in the future, and our space in general? I guess you can speak specifically to Tron, but how it could affect, crypto as a whole.
Yes, definitely. When I first like joined the company in 2013, I believe even at that time the regulation is also always a big topic in our industry. I remember at that time, 2013, the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation got arrested because of the like money laundering problem in BitInstant. I don't know if you know, those time is only almost 7 years. So
I wasn't
7
there, but
years
I'm good
ago.
friends with Charlie Shrem, so I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
the stories many times of
yeah,
that
yeah,
era.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I mean at that time, right? We only have like very few crypto exchange. Regulation is already become like uh, um, like a topic in the industry. So that's why I think when I first started Tron, I think we always invest a lot of the money and energy into regulation. So for our like ICO, we do like all the KYC to prevent like US customer and also sanctioned countries from participate in the ICO. And also, of course, we didn't sell to like any US citizens on the ICO. And we doing a lot of things to, we hire like very prestigious law firm, write like legal memo in very early days. And also, of course, we deliver the product even before we launch the tokens. So which eliminates the security risk of TRX. So that's why I believe TRX is one of the like many cryptocurrencies are really focused on try to be like compliant in both like US and China, and we are very confident on that. So as I like already say in Twitter, so we have never been like even asked by any like regulators about like the TRX or anything around the globe. And also, of course, as you see recently, I believe we have lots of good relationship with Chinese government. For example, like I was recently hired by the Chinese States Reform Commission, the information magazine as a board of director. So to advise on how to develop the blockchain industry in China. And also, we are happy to collaborate with all the governments around the globe, because I believe blockchain is some kind of the technology improve everybody's situation. It's not like AI, right? So AI maybe pull somebody out of job, because right, machine can done people's job. But I think blockchain gonna like, for example, if you can wire money from for example, China to United States in like 1 second, right? It benefits lots of people, benefits the whole society. And not even like mentioning blockchain actually has lots of other use cases. For example, if like all the people in United States is using this kind of the blockchain ID, right? So there won't be like dispute on the votes, right? So everybody gonna like vote with a valid ID, right? And also like everybody can get access to their vote status by their digital ID. I mean, which is basically very common in the blockchain industry, right? But there's no people right now, they don't really know like blockchain industry actually can even change the vote system.
Right.
So that's why I believe blockchain industry will have a numerous like use case, and this is like one of the most like revolutionary technology we have in 21st century, I believe. So definitely we can see the huge potential. And not even mentioning like recently OCC announced like they allow like banks to start to move their money on the blockchain, which I think is amazing, because blockchain is designed to replace Swift. Swift is it's very old. It's like almost like it's something from World War II,
It's so funny that they call it Swift when it's so slow.
Exactly. So you can't imagine like I believe Swift is some of the technology is basically invented around World War II and still be like used for everybody today, So and I believe this is really the time we can get something to replace like Swift, to provide this kind of the 24/7 money transaction experience to the people around the globe. So some people like they tell me like when they move like USDT on Tron, compared to like the real life, they're gonna move money right from China to US, from Swift. The difference is huge, So once they use like a cryptocurrency, they can't even get back to the real life.
It's like the difference of like being in an old train and putting coal in the engine, and now like flying on a private jet. It really is that big of a difference, and it's really pretty crazy. And I think another important use case or another downside of Swift is not only how slow it is, but you can't send a small amount of money with a wire transaction. The fees, the timing, if you want to send $5 from China to the United States, you can't do that with a bank.
Exactly. So which make even like charitable donation is impossible, right? So everybody wants to like donate $1 to like a charity foundation like in like Africa. But the problem is if the transaction fee is like $10, is only like feasible if you want to donate like above like $1,000, which already eliminate like 99% of the people, right? So not like everybody have like a spare like $1,000 to donate, right? People only have like $1, $5. I read like a thesis about like this kind of the charity donation. Actually, like 99% of the people is small like donor, and also actually for theory, people encourage small amount donor because small amount donor, they can consistently make those donations, right?
Yeah.
So like $1 per week, right? So everybody can donate for like a year. So not only I think this is more like benefits like the charity course, but also I believe this really enables this kind of the brotherhood between different kind of the countries. Because if you right now, if you see like most of the charitable activities is only happen domestic, there is no like international, right? Even like very large like foundations, when they try to raise fund like internationally, it's very hard. So that's why I believe like blockchain also have tremendous like user cases in charity as well.
That's so interesting. That's actually, I've never heard that in all the conversations that I've had about it. And it's so true. I could, you know, if there's a hurricane or an earthquake outside of the United States, every time if you're in the United States, you want to donate, you basically have to do it to the Red Cross, and you know that money is being wasted, and you know that, and like you said, people are giving $5. You know, text your $5 donation. You know that money's being wasted and not getting there immediately or to the place it's needed. That's really a brilliant use case that I never gave much thought to. So back to, you brought up an interesting point about the OCC. They've said now that banks can custody Bitcoin crypto assets. And as you said, they've now said that they can use stable coins basically to move money. So just playing devil's advocate, right? We know that stable coins are better. We know that that the blockchain is the answer, but should we fear that the banks are taking it over and it's becoming sort of a government tool as opposed to what it was before, which was a free way for us to move money outside of the banking system?
Exactly. So for myself, I want to like collaborate with everybody. Even for like those banks, I want to collaborate with them because I believe like different kind of the person have like different kind of the needs. So for example, I can give you a very good example for actually even like the institution banks can benefits what we call like rebels, right? This kind of the crypto world a lot by like Grayscale. So basically, when first like Grayscale design is only like offered to like basically regulated money to invest into the crypto in the first place. So that's why when first Grayscale invented, there is now not a lot of people use Grayscale to invest in the first place because you know for the rebels they want to like basically hide their money, right? So they won't go through like GBTC to buy BTC, and that they don't believe in GBTC in the first place because they believe this is like paper Bitcoin, right? I want to hold my Bitcoin in my wallet, right? But there is a numerous amount of the fund, like a pension fund, like they can only invest like basically the GBTC or ETF right?
Yeah.
So
we don't
that's
have.
why when those institutions find out, wow, GBTC is a really good vehicle to invest like Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price pumped dramatically because of the institution money. So recently, like a lot of like hedge fund and also lots of the regulated money ask me like where to buy BTC. I all refer them to buy from GBTC. Even they have to pay like 20%, 30% like the premium, but still this is the only way, right? So that's why I believe a lot of the regulated money and banks can really benefit the like the blockchain industry too. For stablecoin, I believe this is the same. So eventually, like when people can move like US dollar freely, right? On Tron, on Ethereum, on other blockchain platform, it's gonna dramatically increase the people's interest on blockchain and of course on cryptocurrency assets. So that's why I always believe like more people come to our world, the better. So even some people, right, they have different kind of the risk preference, right? Some people, they can only invest like in a regulated way. So for example, like, so today for USDT, you don't need to get your address like registered, right? In like any kind of the platform, you can transfer them like anonymously, right? I believe in the future, right, bank may even have some like, for example, they collaborate with TUSD, USDC. You might need to even have like every address you transact from their platform KYC, you know, which is obviously is it's not like a good thing for the crypto world. But I believe, for example, like Wells Fargo, if they want to get on Tron platform, they need to get all their customer Tron addresses, KYC on Wells Fargo platform, right? For example.
Right.
But I think this is a good thing, right? So at least all the Wells Fargo customer can move money on the blockchain in the future, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So then I guess the next inevitable question is central bank digital currencies. I mean, you're in Hong Kong, obviously, but you know, China is experimenting with the digital yuan. I think that is the obvious future. So, should we have concern for our stable coins when governments issue their own and try to, you know, obviously compete with the dollar with their own digital currencies?
Yes. I think DCEP right now is kind of like more like tested inside of China. Right now, I don't think like DCEP wants to move like internationally because, you know, China have this kind of the currency control, right? So you can't like move money from China to outside of China, basically. So I think DCEP will be first tested domestically. So and I hope like one day DCEP can also move like internationally. So that's my hope. And some of the Tron members, so basically they design like Tron protocol before. They now like work for DCEP, so that's why I know like some of the inside stories in DCEP. So so I may sometimes I even joke like you can just ask like DCEP to use like Tron solutions, you know.
Yeah, if you're building it anyways.
Exactly, you don't need to rebuild it, right? So that's something you guys design in the first place. So that's why I believe eventually I think DCEP will be same as Dime, right? USDT, TUSD, like USDC, right? So it's just like they're gonna compete with one another, just like today, you know, like US dollar compete with Chinese yuan, compete with Japanese yen, compete with like Korean won, right? So all different kind of the currency gonna compete with one another, and the people who love to use them gonna choose like one over another for different kind of the reasons.
Right. So hopefully it won't be still a threat to the ones that we're used to using. We'll have the
Yeah,
freedom and we'll have more people who are comfortable with transacting digitally, and hopefully it'll be
exactly.
bullish for everyone. So I want to go back to obviously something we touched on earlier, which is a huge hot topic conversation, DeFi, right?
Yeah.
And as you said, I think it's clear that Ethereum is having trouble scaling. I've heard people liken Ethereum to sort of like a world computer from the 1980s. That it's extremely slow. Obviously, it can't handle the transaction. Therefore, gas fees are extremely high. So now we've seen the interest in DeFi explode. What does DeFi look like now in 2021 and moving forward as it matures and as companies like yours come up with solutions to the clear problems that we're seeing now?
Yes, definitely. I believe Ethereum proved the potential of DeFi in 2020, right? So even Tron get into DeFi like very early in basically Tron and Ethereum both started DeFi in 2020. In 2018. So after 2 years development, people start to believe in DeFi. So in 2018, nobody believed in DeFi in the first place, right? Very hard to convince people to get into DeFi industry. But I think 2020, everybody started to believe DeFi is basically a very good use case for a lot of things. For example, like all kind of the different small tokens is trading on Uniswap and JustSwap these days, rather than even some like very small tokens, which we call like shitcoin focus exchanges, right? And also a lot of people starting to swap their stable coin on Curve instead of trading on like Cumberland, Binance, like lots of the big exchanges. And also, I believe Ethereum also come to a very big problem, which is scalability problem in 2020. So before that, people didn't like realize this is like a very big problem we need to deal with it now, right? So, but after like 2020, I believe everybody in the industry think the transaction fee is insane. Even these days, I don't know if you notice, like Kraken even charge people for deposit money on Ethereum into the Kraken exchange. I believe in the future even more because blockchain gonna grow anyway. So so that's why I think I think in the future, like Coinbase, Binance may even in the future gonna charge money for you deposit money into Ethereum in the Ethereum network, like ERC20, like USDT, USDC, all the stable coin and different kind of tokens. You need to pay like a deposit fee, right? Which is kind of like crazy, but exchange have cost on that because every people you deposit, they need to sweep the coin into the exchange addresses, cost them lots of money, right? So right now, these days, sometimes transaction is $100. So that's why, yeah, I believe like this kind of layer 2 solution or like layer 1 solution like Tron are really gonna play a very important role in 2021. For example, I can give you some example like USDT on Tron. Of course, is the first thing, and then I think second, you can see like JustSwap and also JustLand and JustStable. Like this is all like the Compound, MakerDAO, and the Uniswap on Tron. Really, we have seen a huge like use case on those platform as well. People really start to realize importance of the Tron ecosystem, and we're gonna unleash the DeFi. So, for example, I can give you some example.
Please.
Yeah, today, like for you, if you want to trade on Uniswap, you can't trade even like, for example, if you want to do like $1,000 trade, it's not worth it even, right? Uniswap, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
but
did.
for
I literally went on there quickly because I just wanted to do Tether to USDC or something. Like I said earlier, I was just trying to quickly do it. And it was like $45 to swap a stable coin for a stable coin.
exactly.
Sovereign is an uncensorable, no KYC Bitcoin trading and lending platform and one of the very first Bitcoin native DeFi platforms. Finally, start trading your Bitcoin in a permissionless and decentralized way today just by connecting your private wallet. Earn interest on your Bitcoin and get paid for lending assets via the Sovereign decentralized exchange. Get up to 5 times leverage on long and short trades using USDT, BTC, and Bitcoin-backed stablecoins, all with no KYC and always maintaining control of your keys. Sovereign is one of the safest DeFi platforms on the market, built on the RSK Bitcoin sidechain, with block times are around 30 seconds and are merge mined with the Bitcoin blockchain. Join today and get your first month's trading fees completely free. Just go to sovereign.app/wolf. And if you're one of the first 100, you can claim a $100 bonus. Go to sovereign.app/wolf today and stay sovereign. Once again, that's sovryn.app/WOLF. Sick of paying ridiculous fees to trade crypto? It's time you try Voyager. It's hands down my favorite place to buy and trade crypto and is 100% commission free. Voyager gives you easy access to more than 50 top crypto assets, and you can instantly transfer cash from your bank account so you never miss a trading opportunity. Even better, you can now automatically earn interest on your crypto holdings. Currently, they're offering up to 6.5 APR on Bitcoin and up to 9.5% on USDC. Yes, you heard that correctly, up to 9.5%. And there are no limits or lockups, which means your funds always stay liquid. Find out why so many people are making the switch to Voyager. Visit investvoyager.com or search for Voyager on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and get $25 in free Bitcoin when you use the promo code SCOTT25. That's SCOTT25.
So that's why Uniswap on Tron. So basically right now it's just swap. It really benefits lots of people. And also just lend is the same. So you can lend USDT, BTC, and Ethereum, both on Tron. Very easy to use, and you can use it all the time with almost zero transaction fee. And also, of course, today we can handle for Tron network, we can handle like over 50 million like transaction per day. So right now it's only 2 million of it. So we still have like 25 times, so to grow. Not even counted the layer 2 solution on Tron. You can even have even more transactions. So, but some people may ask like, why like Tron right now is not like, because people may think like Tron gonna overtake Ethereum. Why not? It's not happening now, right? I think one of the biggest reasons is it still takes lots of time for Tron to grow its asset base in the first place, right? For example, right now we only have USDT, right? So, and early this year, I believe Q1, we're gonna release TUSD, and later Q2, Q3, we're gonna release more regulated stablecoin on Tron. And also, of course, we started BTC on Tron later last year, and we already grow to 15K BTC, which was like 600 million US dollars today. I believe it's gonna grow to like 6 billion very soon in 2021. So after we grow our asset base, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, different kind of the stable coin, different kind of the assets on Tron platform, you will start to see the network effects and the Tron ecosystem gonna really explode, just like Ethereum. So the difference between Tron and Ethereum is right now, even for myself, I'm bullish on Ethereum, like Bitcoin, those like assets, crypto assets. By Ethereum, we have seen it reach to like the bottleneck for the transactions, right? Which is very hard for the people on the Ethereum to start to scale themselves. For example, like compound start to develop their own like compound chain, right? Try to solve this problem for their customers. And also, we have seen a lot of the people start to migrate to Tron, right? For example, like USDT right now is almost like 9 billion US dollars, which I believe gonna surpass 10 billion very soon. I believe once like we release TUSD on Tron, it's also gonna increase dramatically. And of course, we believe in the future, a lot of Ethereum developer like AMPL is start to migrate to Tron. So lots of people are gonna migrate to Tron to try to scale their product, right, in the first place. So that's why I definitely believe in 2021, Tron gonna become like one of the most important solution for scalability in our industry. And we will start to see the explosion of assets, which we call like TVL, right?
Right.
And also assets on the blockchain in Tron, even like more. So right now, I think the whole like TVL on Tron is around like something around like $12 billion, something like that. So it's already like 4 times more than the Tron market cap. I believe in this year, we're gonna reach to even $100 billion, gonna sit on top of Tron and move on Tron platform every day.
Yeah, that's interesting. I read, it was just news very recently that total value locked in DeFi was at 23 billion or something,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it sounds like they might not be counting every blockchain there.
So that's the problem. So I already like contact Coin Matrix, lots of the like Glassnode, lots of our industry uh, um, data industry data providers try to include Tron blockchain. They all lots of them only develop on Ethereum, so
Right.
they need to develop on Tron because Tron these days USDT we have like almost like $9 billion, right? So even like it's more like half of the Ethereum volume. So I think this day is gonna explode. We're gonna maybe even more than Ethereum. So it's definitely important for those matrix providers to start to also track the data on Tron platform.
That makes sense. So it's interesting because obviously there's Ethereum, there's Tron. Clearly, the future here is DeFi. I mean, it's like it feels like now Bitcoin's a store of value and everything else is DeFi, right? But
Yeah.
so there's thousands of companies trying to compete in the DeFi
Yeah.
space. When you started in crypto, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, and then slowly,
Yeah.
right?
At
So
that
what do you
time, it's
make of?
not even Ethereum. So
Yeah,
Ethereum
not even
started
Ethereum, right?
2014, right? At that
Right,
time, it's only Bitcoin and Litecoin.
right.
At that time, the exchange only trades Bitcoin. So I even recommend to some exchange to list Litecoin, but they believe like Litecoin don't have legitimacy. So they only trade Bitcoin. So
It's
at
so
that time.
crazy. So, but now, I mean, I haven't checked Coin Market Cap, but 5, 10, 15,000 projects, I don't even know. So what do you make of there being so many? Even, yes, just very recently, Mark Cuban went on Twitter and said, he called it the cryptos, which I thought was very funny. But, the cryptos are trading exactly like the dot-com bubble. We'll
Yeah.
see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, whatever will be Amazon, Google, and everything else will die. What do you
Yeah.
make of there being so many projects? Do you think that it's like that? Do you think that so many of them are going to disappear?
Yeah. First of all, I believe maybe Mark Cuban, what he said is right, but it's more for 2017.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
2017 make me feel like it's more like a bubble. It's more like .com in 2000. But I believe like 2021 is for fundamentals. Let's take like some examples. So for 2017, we may feel like Bitcoin is only for traders for the volatility of Bitcoin, right? But for this year, I think lots of people really start to believe Bitcoin is like the digital gold in the future. So even the public listed companies start to move their balance sheet on Bitcoin to reserve. It's more like it's not for short-term period of trading, right? It's for reserve. It's like it's like gold. It's not like for short-term trading. So that's why make me feel like this is like fundamental. And also for like Ethereum and also for Tron, I believe there's a huge amount of the growth in the fundamental in the first place. So for example, in 2017, we didn't see like much like application develop on Ethereum and on Tron, right? In the first place, Ethereum is only for ICO, right? So which make it like only for the volatility, something like that. But in 2021, we seen like Ethereum, like as I said, right? TVL is like $20 billion something. Is even more than what Ethereum worth in the future, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So and for Tron, it's the same story. We have over $12 billion, right? $12 billion sit on the platform, and our market cap is only around $3 billion. So it's even 4 times more than the money we hold, So that's why I believe for lots of the product in our industry, this time, I think the growth is based on fundamentals instead of bubble. The people who still talking about bubbles because they really don't understand what's going on in the industry, I believe, in the first place. And also, I'm super bullish about this year and also for the future. The reason is because I believe there's always going to be a lot of the innovations. I can give you some examples. When 2015, when Alibaba go IPO on New York Stock Exchange, everybody believe even the e-commerce war is ended in China. So Alibaba gonna be dominated in China. But recently, you know, there's a company called PDD. Chinese name is Pinduoduo. Is start to grow like dramatically. They have lots of fans in United States for those traders, because Pinduoduo is grow like 100 times a year, it's become like one of the biggest opponents to Alibaba for only for 2 years of growth. So that's why I believe for crypto industry is same as the e-commerce. We're gonna always have opportunities. So the always the secret recipe for the competition is always serve your customer with the best experience, with the low cost for them. That's the only way. There is no like something like you can dominate the markets forever, right? I think this is for Ethereum as well, right? If the Ethereum can't like solve this kind of scalability problem, like Tron gonna take over, right? If we can't solve the scalability problem, if one day we have the same problem, a new blockchain gonna take over Tron. So I believe this kind of the competition will always exist. I think like nobody is immune from this kind of the competition. So that's why I believe as one of the CEOs in this industry, I believe we will always need to try really hard to fight to win the trust of our customer.
It's like gladiators in the Roman Colosseum. Only in the end, only a few can be left standing. So I think it's fair to say that a lot of companies will disappear based on that, over time, and that the best man will win, or the best, utility with the best utility and the cheapest fees, sort of as you said. I want to touch on like I think maybe a lot of people don't know, but I realize that Jack Ma was a mentor for you right? And you were
Yes.
kind of the youngest person ever to come out of that mentorship. What was that?
Yeah.
What was it like to have someone like that teaching you?
Yes, I believe this is extremely important for me to went to UPenn University around like 2015. At that time, we didn't even have Tron. I only have a very small team. It's around like 40 people, right? So we are doing like a very small product called Paywall, Call Me. So it's a small like product around like 2015. I believe the mentorship of Jack Ma and also his idea and the lessons like really like improve myself and my company like dramatically. Right now we have over like 600 employee around the globe with multiple product lines and multiple product we have developed like every day and even grow even bigger. So that's why I believe Jack Ma's mentorship really helps me a lot. And also, I believe Jack Ma is a person, he really have this kind of the vision and mission to grow the product and platform for the next generation. So as he always said, like Jack Ma is not interested to develop something is like best for the people in the next 1 year. So
Right.
he gonna try to develop a platform or product for the next 10 years, next 100 years, something like that. So that's why I believe Jack Ma is the person who really gave me the confidence on the blockchain, because I believe blockchain is also something is we right now today, all of our development today is not for the people in 2021. It is for the people in the 2050, something like that. So our product gonna used by the people for the next generations. So that's why it's just like also like Elon Musk, right? He said like, so today the all the money and capital he accumulated and the technology he built is for the people on Mars, right? So even those people didn't even exist, but it's for them. It's not for the people on Earth.
It's interesting because I think so many people in this industry came in as traders or for the money or for whatever reason. So everything is so short sighted. And then
Yeah,
you realize that when you're talking about the actual underlying technology and what the future can be, that we're building for decades, for now,
exactly.
if not centuries.
Exactly. And also, by the way, I believe we have some synergy even with the Elon Musk, this kind of the Mars colonization, So for example, what's the best way to move money between Mars and the Earth,
Swift.
Yeah. Right? So I believe like blockchain is the only way, right? So like even recently I watched like Mandalorian, and
Yeah.
also I believe Bitcoin is the solution for this kind of the interplanet communication and so basically even in the Mandalorian when people are trying to pay the Mando, Mando refused to receive those empire like currency or something.
Yeah.
So he said like the empire is gone, so they have no credits. So I can't accept like empire tokens, So that's why I believe like even for maybe like 200 years after today, people gonna still accept like Bitcoin on like Mars or some like planet we don't even know, they're gonna still take Bitcoin as their reserve,
It makes sense. It won't be paper dollars. I can tell you that.
Exactly.
Oh, printer. The printer might be shooting them all the way to Mars by then. You never know. Do you have any idea where Jack Ma is now?
Oh, so I think right now, so I see a lot of rumors,
Yeah, me
but
too.
I can tell you, Jack Ma. First of all, he's definitely okay. He's in mainland China and live a very happy life to go golf like every day. So I think lots of people like worry about him, but actually he is okay, And also I believe the Alibaba relationship with regulators is also doing good in China. So I won't like worry about like Jack Ma and Alibaba a lot, especially on the regulation side.
Yeah, usually it's just a rumor when you see things like that. The news catches something and kind of runs with it. I remember there was a time where they were wondering where you were.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have to do like a live streaming, proof I'm in like San Francisco, right? So we with the Golden Gate Bridge
Yeah.
on my back.
So, I mean, you've been here for a long time. You've been a part of this community. You've seen the best and the worst of it.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, maybe for you isn't even an understatement. But like you just said, I mean, you're constantly having to prove yourself, even to the level of proving where you are and that you still exist, right?
Exactly.
What is it like dealing with that level of negativity and criticism all the time?
I believe the reason why you get into this industry is very important. So if you only get into the industry, it's because like somebody gonna say good things about you, you only depends on other people's like words or comments. That's the reason you get into this industry. You can't last very long, So in our space, as you said, right, there is lots of the misunderstanding, and also for lots of the people outside of our industry, they also don't understand blockchain at all. They believe like all the people get into blockchain is all for like very short-sighted like trading, or is only for like scam people, for like those things also happen on Bitcoin, right? So people believe like people use Bitcoin is only for like money laundering or for like some illegal activities. This kind of the misunderstanding even exists today for lots of the regulators around the globe,
Oh,
right?
sure.
So when they heard like Bitcoin, the first reaction they will feel is like for money laundering, illegal
And
activity,
drugs. Yeah.
right? Exactly, drugs. We need to prevent this from happening, something like that. So that's why I believe you need to be like genuinely believe you are doing something good for the society, good for the community, good for the people around the globe to to be sustainable in the first place. As I just like tell you, you need to genuinely believe blockchain technology is for the next generation. It's for the future people. It's gonna be benefits everyone around the globe. You need to like genuinely believe those things, and you are trying to do something improve the quality, the life quality for everybody around the globe, even for those people who hates you. For example, right? Tron is a permissionless like network. Everybody can use USDT on Tron, everything, without even my permission. In the first place, that's the world I
That's
want
the
to
point.
build. Exactly. That's the world. That's the difference between us and the traditional finance, right? Traditional finance is if they don't like somebody, they can sanction them, right? Prevent them, freeze their account. So we don't want those things to happen. So that's why we built like a brand new world. So that's why I think some people like comments, like some people like use like USDT on Tron every day, but they still talking bad mouths about Justin Sun, every day. But this is kind of like the exactly the world we want to build in the first place, right? So we want to build a world like no matter like you like bad mouths about like anybody, you can still enjoy your financial like services without your account get froze by anybody, right? Without your transaction get blocked by the financial institutions. So that's why I believe you need to genuinely believe all this to be survive in like all the, just as you said, like the negativity, the misunderstanding. I think the misunderstanding from the ordinary people should be fine because they're gonna only like talk.
They're gonna learn.
Yeah, exactly. But if this kind of the misunderstanding is from big media, regulators, banks, gonna cause you a lot of trouble in the first place. So for example, like I can give you some example. When I first started my company, because the company is based on blockchain, I got like my bank account closed by different banks all the way, you know. Even for some bank account, I never use this to do any crypto transaction at all.
Right. They hear the word.
Still, yeah, still they gonna close my account, right? And then I received lots of misunderstanding from my friends who didn't do crypto, you know. So that's why I believe there's lots of misunderstanding, but I believe this is come along with the thing you are doing. The more revolutionary the things you are doing, the more misunderstanding and the more negativity come along with this kind of the career. I watched like episode with Elon Musk. He talk about these things all the time. You know, when he first developed SpaceX, he got lots of the negative comments and even attacks from NASA, from like the people. He even adore those people. A lot of the people he seen as a hero attacks him. You know,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they don't want like SpaceX to be successful, you know. So they attack like SpaceX all the time. So I think even Elon Musk need to survive in those tough times to make SpaceX the greatest space company in the old time. You know, I think those like drive needs to become from the reason why you get into this industry and why you invented this company, right, in the first place.
I mean, even SpaceX and Tesla were basically one launch away from not existing, right? Like one failed launch. It's really crazy when you look back at them and the risk taken. Yeah. And I think in this industry, you have the added element, as you said, of sort of retail speculation. Obviously, like seeing your coin go 15 sats, 2,000 sats, 100 sats, 500 sats, you know, that crazy volatility. And so you have, in my experience, there's emotional people who have lost money and they just want to blame somebody, right?
Exactly.
No, but we're in a unique place where people maybe believe in the technology, but at the end of the day, they're making big financial decisions. And when they lose, generally people don't want to take that responsibility themselves.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I believe the hold strategy is the best strategy in our industry, because eventually Bitcoin, I believe all the good cryptocurrency ecosystem gonna survive eventually with extremely large market cap. For example, like because I'm an early Tesla investor in 2012. So at that time, Tesla price is also extremely low, right? But I mean, Tesla have the same volatility compared to Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, more now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you always hold Tesla, don't like trade with leverage and the margin you may get like liquidated. But if you always hold the Tesla stock, if you seen this in 2-year, 5-year return, it's give you like a very good return eventually, you know.
Yeah, so it's about believing and will, you know, you can basically ignore all of that. But that, again, that goes to us talking about, so you're basically saying if you buy TRX, view it as what it'll be in 10 years, not what it will be in 10 minutes or 10 weeks or 10 months.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you need to have this kind of I'm not like saying you can't do like short-term speculation, right? Which lots of people doing that for day traders. But I think if you want to really make a really big financial decision, as you said, like invest into a project in a long term, you definitely need to understand what the company and the protocol is doing, right? So for the Tesla in 2012, when I invest into Tesla, it's like almost 8 years ago. The same time I invest into Bitcoin. I believe Tesla is because I believe Tesla is building the Apple for
Right.
basically they are building smart cars, right? It's just like Apple building smartphones.
Smartphone.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. So for today, I think for us, we are develop like smart assets and smart money, right? So that's why this is really important in the first place, right? So that's why I believe if you want to really invest like a project in the long term, and I believe if you really want to make money in long term, 5 year, 10 years, you need to at least put 50% of your assets in the long term holding.
Sure. Yeah, I say 70. So yeah.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
so. Yeah. And I'm a
Yeah,
trader, but I will only trade with 15% of my assets because I know that I'm
exactly.
not smarter than the market. And I'm probably just
Exactly.
getting lucky if it's going well.
It, it,
Do you think that Elon Musk and people like that already own Bitcoin and just haven't talked about it? You think Mark
yeah,
Zuckerberg owns Bitcoin?
yeah, I definitely believe they definitely own lots of Bitcoin. Not
Yeah.
even like joking about it. Why the reason I start to believe lots of the people in the world actually uh, um, own Bitcoins is because like 2016 I I start to hear some news. They say like even North Korea hold lots of
Oh
Bitcoin.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, North Korea probably is the first like country put their country reserve to Bitcoin. So I start to realize, wow, even because North Korea is on like heavily on US like sanctions,
Right.
so even like North Korea start to realize the value of Bitcoin, make me really believe this is some kind of the amazing like technology and reserve for people, because even the enemies of United States start to realize the value of itself in the first place. So that's why it's something like for the matrix, we are like Neo, right? But even for the matrix itself start to find out, wow, the the value of the things you invented in the first place, right? Start to make me feel like eventually at the end of the day, not only like Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, but also all the countries will start to move
I
their
think so.
countries reserve into Bitcoin
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
central banks will hold it just like they have gold in the past,
exactly.
or now even, but which makes sense. So I'm curious. I know that we're kind of running out of time, but having been through the entire lifetime of all of this, launching in 2017, going through the crypto winter, is there anything that you would have done differently? Looking back on those years.
Yes, I believe first of all, I think I'm satisfied with what we done in 2018, 2019, 2020. Those three like very extremely tough years, right? So it's a bear market, all the value going down, like even Bitcoin going down almost 85% to 90%, right? We still survive in this industry. And in those 3 years, we built numerous product and fundamentals in those 3 years. I believe we really built like enough fundamentals for the party in 2021. So that's why I believe this year the bull market is gonna be like based on fundamentals. It's not like based on bubble anymore. So that's why I believe I have confidence to say we this year is the fundamental year for Bitcoin and for Tron, of course. And if I think if I trying to do something like differently. I think we should like even be more radical on building the stuff in the industry, to hire more people, convince more people to join our industry. Because at 2000 and early like 2000 2020, in the early 2020, you know, like the March like 12th, the price, like even Bitcoin price crashed
3,800.
yeah, so 3,800. And some people, my friend, like text me, should I buy Bitcoin? At that time, I don't even have the like boss to recommend them to buy.
Same. I did it, but yeah, same. And now they're asking again, right? They asked at 3,800 maybe, and now they're asking at like 38,000.
Exactly. So because at that time, the reason is, you know, COVID, you know, start to, you know, like affects everybody, you know, the stock price crashed like crazy. I don't want them to lose money, right, at that time. So I told them to hold on for a second. At least, you know, you need to be prepared for the long term at that time, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how far we've come in the 10 months since, you know, March 12th.
Exactly, it's like 10 years. Like in March, like 12th, make you feel it's like the end of the world or something like that.
It's yeah, and at that point, I mean, it's insane to think back of the mentality then versus the mentality now, and how quickly it changed through the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I know we've run out of time, so I want to thank you so much for sharing. I'm really excited to see what's coming from you and from the industry in general in the coming years, because I think that this is truly the tipping point for DeFi and everything non-Bitcoin, you know, to shine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I believe the after a year when we review our videos, we're gonna see like lots of things gonna change in 2021.
We'll just do it again. We'll do it again at the end of the year.
Yeah, no
But thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.